Welcome back to episode 17.
Hello, hello, hello.
Is it 17 or is it 15? 16.
It's 17.
17. Chasing Our White Rabbit. And
It's the podcast where we're exploring how to be ourselves after raising kids since we were kids.
yeah,
How's that been going for you?
it's interesting. It's interesting because like things change, you know? Things are like, you've been doing things the same way for so long. And then you try to think about, well, what is appropriate, what's not appropriate.
What do you mean? Can you elaborate? Because I'm confused and I've been living with you, and so I'm assuming anybody who's listening has no idea what you're talking about.
Like going and playing rugby every weekend or weekday, you know? Usually it's like, well, there's this over-looming responsibility to take care of kids and to raise a family and to do all these things. But now that that's all over, essentially, and we still have a kid that's a senior in high school, but now that it's all gone, it's like, it seems like there's less pressure, but there still seems to be like a looming pressure to like, oh, am I being too selfish by trying to do things that I want to do, opposed to making sure that everybody else feels comfortable doing things that they want to do? Or is someone not involved in what I'm doing, therefore am I being too selfish for what I want to do, you know? And at the end of the day, it's like, probably not, you know? It's probably healthy to go do things that you want to do. And if your kids that are adults aren't into that, that's you know, they're adults. They can find things to do for themselves, you know? So that's where I struggle.
So just for me to understand and to kind of link back to what you've been doing, you're the people wanting to be involved in what you're doing. Like, you wanted us to go to practice with you?
No. I mean us.
Or the kids to go to practice with you?
No, I think there's a sense of, what's the word for it? Like, you're being selfish because you're putting the things that you want to do above maybe the collective good of what everybody else wants to do. So I think that's kind of difficult. But at the end of the day, it's like, well, those kids are already grown up. So the collective of what we want to do is just me and you. So how is that?
Yeah, I don't think that I'm quite there yet. Like, I still have 3 kids living at home, and I don't feel like my collective is just me and you yet. I feel like we're in like a weird transition period where like you can see the end and you can see like all the kids going off and being adults and doing their own things, but we're not there yet. And I think that...
What do you mean?
Like, I don't feel like I'm at a place where I can just concentrate on what I want to do yet.
Like what? Like what can't you do that you want to do?
I would like to devote more time to like learning all the different things that I've always wanted to learn, like the watercolor and stained glass and just doing things that like maybe nobody else in the house wants to do, but I want to do. Like, I feel like, especially with another semester for school coming up, like I'm going to have little to no time for anything like that. In the last like 2 weeks, I've been picking up like doing those things, like the watercolor specifically, but like I'm not going to have time for that again in like a week or 2.
Is there something that prevents you from doing that?
My responsibilities?
Like what would that be? Like
cooking dinner, cleaning the house, like all the things that even if the kids were all gone would still have to happen.
Yeah, we'd still do.
Yeah,
but you could spend time doing that, but you could also spend time doing what you want to do too. I mean, there's no reason.
Yeah, definitely. You know? I just feel like you're in a position where you're like, my collective good, the collective good you're concerned about is just me and you, and I'm not there yet. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I'm concerned about. It's like, what am I, you know, just like this podcast is expressing, like, I'm in this transition state where do the things I want to do, but then I still feel like maybe that's still irresponsible, the same way I felt when I did it in the past. And should one feel like that? Should one feel like you shouldn't go on a walk because, well, nobody else is going with you, so therefore you're being selfish and doing what you want to do while everybody's at home, maybe just on their phones, you know? And I think that makes me kind of feel sometimes like, if it's not part of the family, if everybody's not doing it, then maybe I shouldn't be doing it.
No, I think that you should just do what you want to do. I think that people should just do
same as you,
what
right?
makes them happy And well, that's the difference, right? What makes you happy and what makes you like proud of who you are. And so if I were
Proud
to
of who I am?
Yeah, like if you look, I saw a TikTok. I just shared it with Owen, actually, our oldest son, and it was just talking about like the only two people who opinions matter is your 8-year-old self and your 80-year-old self. If those two people would be proud of the decisions that you're making right now, then you're golden. So if your 8-year-old self is proud of like, because an 8-year-old self like isn't worried about like what other people think and you know what's cool, what's not cool, all that kind of stuff. That 8-year-old self is just worried about like is a more selfish being, right? Like is worried about what actually makes that person happy. And the 80-year-old self has the knowledge and the experience and the family and all that kind of stuff, and looking back and seeing whether or not you're proud in like a more responsible manner, right? Like is an 80-year-old you going to be proud of what you've done? And so I've kind of been thinking about that. I've been thinking about like just make yourself proud for like, I don't know, about a year now. I've been thinking about like what would really make me feel like I was a successful parent, because we've got 4 kids who are doing 4 completely different things with their lives. And so it's hard to have like a this is success, right? Like is success an amount of money you're making a year? Is success having a family? Is success, what is success? And success for so many people, it's different, right? Like somebody might feel like success is only excelling in your career and making tons of money. Somebody else might feel like success is being allowed to have freedom with your time and go RVing and be an artist. And so success can mean a lot of different things. And so I was trying to figure out like what I really want for my kids. And all I really want is for them to be happy and to be proud of who they are. Because if you're happy and you're proud of who you are and you're not hurting anybody doing it, right? Like that's a caveat that I feel like shouldn't have to be included, but does. I feel like then I've been a successful.
People makes me happy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that, I shouldn't have to, but I do. As long as my kids are proud of who they are, their 8-year-old selves and their 80-year-old selves are proud of who they are, then I did a good job.
What if they're not proud? Does that mean you didn't do a good job?
That means that we need to work. And I don't feel a parenting thing ends when a child turns 18. I feel like all the way until you die, you're a parent for life. And
where do you feel like personal responsibility kicks in? It's like you need to be responsible for yourself and stop leaning on
I think
your
everybody
parents.
always has personal responsibility.
I know, I'm just asking though.
Always. I don't think it kicks in. I think that it's just a thing that you always have. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it's my fault. They're failing in this area or that area. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay, then what are you saying?
I'm saying that I feel like I want to help.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm not sitting here waiting for my responsibility as a parent to be over.
You don't feel obligated to help.
I want to.
I'm saying.
And I love to. And
you
I get
don't
joy
feel
out of that.
obligated to help.
Not at all.
You've never felt obligated. It was your duty to help your children.
No, I don't feel obligated because I feel like obligation has like a negative attachment, and it's not negative to me.
I don't feel like obligation is negative. I think that's where honor comes from. That's where respect comes from. Yeah, that's where dignity comes from.
I just feel like as long as my kids are proud of what they've done with their lives, then I can be proud of them.
So if they're not proud, then
I want to help them
be proud,
reach whatever goals it is, whatever it is.
That's good. And
I just don't, I feel like where I am now, I'm not just sitting here waiting for my responsibility for them to be over. But as we're talking in this podcast and the whole raising kids, since we've been kids and like really figuring out who we are, I do need to set aside more time for myself to figure out like what I like and what I want to do, because there's going to be a time where it's not, the job's never going to be over, but I'm not going to be a full-time mom anymore.
Yeah. I mean, that's essentially.
But I'm not there yet, because like I feel like honestly, these high school years have been even more involved than like not child like babiness. That obviously takes a lot more time, but like those middle years.
You think so?
Yeah, like I feel like there's so many things to do, especially so we're just talking about Alicia because it's her senior year, but she's so into all the senior things, and it's not even something that I've ever done before because I didn't do that as a senior. So I'm excited about them all. I'm excited to experience it for the first time, but I'm not just experiencing it for the first time. I'm experiencing it with one of my favorite people in the whole world and through her. Like,
you feel like you're living vicariously through her?
No, because I let her direct what we're doing, right?
Okay.
Like the senior steps, she wanted help with that, and her senior parking spot. Like I let her direct where she wants to go, making the senior boxes with her friends. But I'm excited, so I can easily.
What are you excited about?
I'm excited to have her be happy. That's something that's super fun, is to watch your kids get what they want, I guess, and be happy. Like, she wants to have this experience her senior year, and I
want pizza, man. You're happy. Like that?
No, I think a little deeper. Like,
Okay.
she's looking for an experience, and it's something that I didn't have and that I wanted, and I didn't have really, like, the guts to go and do. Like, and some of these things
Like, what did you want you didn't have?
Like, I didn't go out and get my license. So when it was my senior year, senior parking spots were a thing at our school.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a freaking license.
But do you think you just didn't care? Because that's the way it came across to me when we were in high school.
No, I think that I was
care.
just too...
Because I asked you, hey, you get your license? And you're like, nope. Like, it wasn't a big deal. Because you had
I
friends
was too
that
scared.
drove.
I was too scared to
Scared
get my
of
license.
driving?
I thought that I was going to hurt somebody.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm just trying not to be scared anymore. But I think that you are in a different position than me because of, like, that general belief. Like, we've always had a difference in our parenting style. And so we're just in different spots in our life right now.
Yeah. I mean...
And I think that if you want to take time to go on walks or go to rugby, then that's cool. But I can't always do it.
I know. Yeah, I know you say that it's cool, but sometimes it comes across as it's not cool.
Oh, can you give me an example?
Selfish. I mean, just like last week when I went on the long hike, you know, everyone said I was miserable, but I was like, no, it's fun. I like going on long hikes.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
You know,
Can you give more details?
Last week when we came home, you guys were going to Target because you guys were doing a bunch of things for the senior thing, remember?
Okay.
And then I came home.
Okay.
And then we got in a big argument about me going on a hike by myself. And you,
what were we in the argument about?
I don't know. I think it was just about being miserable. Like,
yeah, because you came home and you were in such a bad mood.
You're like, I can't help it if you're miserable. I'm like, I'm not miserable. I'm happy. What are you talking about? And it was just this big back and forth between us.
I don't know. I feel like when you come home from anything, I feel like you're in such a bad mood, and it kind of like brings down the whole house, and it sucks.
Yeah, I think that you do perceive you do think that a lot, and but I think the problem is like when I tell you that's not the case, so you're just like, don't believe you.
Well, when you tell somebody that you're not miserable, but then you're complaining about everything and yelling and upset, then
I wasn't yelling.
It doesn't feel like you're very happy.
I feel like you're lying in this situation. I wasn't yelling. Wasn't complaining at all. I think sometimes you just perceive that I'm in a bad mood, and then you refuse to believe I'm not when I say I am in a good mood.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think that you should go and do whatever you want. That's basically the culmination of that.
Yeah.
I think you should go and do whatever you want, but
I think
you also
too.
shouldn't be upset when I feel like I have a certain responsibility left.
And I don't think I am. I think that sometimes you're a little frustrated that I'm constantly doing things.
Yeah.
Is that how you feel sometimes?
No. I just think that maybe you underestimate how much you emote out your bad mood.
Maybe you just perceive it, that it's a bad mood, but it's not.
Maybe I do.
I guess this is the difference between perception and reception, right? You can perceive something, you can receive something, and both of those are like a two-way channel.
Yeah. But I think it's healthy. I think you should go out and do all the things you want to do, and I don't think that you should feel like you're being selfish or anything, because, you know, while we are still in a stage where we have kids at home, it's just around the corner.
We have one kid at home, right? I mean, we have
3 kids at home.
We have 3 children that live at home, but like the 2 of them are adults. They're full-blown adults.
I don't subscribe to that belief.
That they're
just
not...
because they reached some number of years that they've been on the earth, that
they
now my
School,
responsibility.
right? I mean, they are adults.
I just don't subscribe to that. I don't, and I don't feel
Elaborate
like
that for me, because I want to understand this a little better. What do you mean by this? You don't subscribe that if they become an adult, that they're not an adult, that you still have to take care of them?
No, they're an adult, but it's only a number. I don't think
understand
that
what that's supposed to mean.
I don't think you wake up on the morning of your 18th birthday and anything's different than the night before.
No, it's the culmination of what that brings to you.
And I think that a lot of parents feel like, yep, you're 18. You're self-sufficient now. Go figure it out. And I know that
I think a lot of children feel like that. I think a lot of children feel like, I'm 18. I'm an adult. You need to treat me like an adult.
No, and I just don't get that vibe from our kids.
A lot of kids feel that way. And when they feel that way, and then they're like pressed upon with the responsibility of being an adult, they want to be a child. So they want the responsibility, they want all the luxury of being an adult, but they want all the comfort of being a child. And that's what babies do. That's not what grown-ups get, you know?
I just don't feel that from our kids, and maybe that you have a different relationship with them.
I don't feel that from our kids because I also don't baby them either. I don't go, if they're like, well, I wanted to do that, I'm just like, oh yeah, I guess you should go do it. You know, I'm a big, like, if you want something, you should go pursue what you want. But you shouldn't impose that on me. I shouldn't have to go pursue that, you know?
I have no idea what you're saying, but I don't feel like there's some magic night where you become an adult.
I agree.
And I'm going to...
Just like becoming a parent. There's no some magic thing that happens when you become a parent either. Like, you don't have the kid and feel like, damn, now I'm a parent. Now I'm responsible. Now I know how to raise this thing. No, it takes effort and time, and, you know... I think a big way people learn is by being pushed upon whatever it is, because I think that you could have like a 35-year-old child that lives at home and still plays video games every day and, you know, isn't being responsible and isn't pushed upon that responsibility, and they're going to always be like that. But I think that there does have to come a time where, you know, I'm not saying you pushed out of the house, but I am saying that you're an adult and now it's time to start acting like an adult. And if that means you want freedom to do whatever you want to do, that's perfect. But, you know, I think our kids do well for the most part. I mean, we have 2 adults and 1 child that lives at the house. And our child's a senior in high school. Mm-hmm. I think that she wants a lot of freedom and she wants to do a lot of things. And I think that's great. But also when you live in our house, like, there's still a lot of responsibility that you have to have, you know?
Yeah.
You don't get to just because you're an adult doesn't mean you get to skip out on chores, you know? You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
I mean, does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
What do you think about that?
I think that even if it weren't like a familial co-inhabitants, right? Like, we live here because we're a family, but if you were living here just because you were roommates, those still apply.
I mean, you still have to do your dishes.
You gotta do your dishes.
You wouldn't do everybody else's dishes, right?
I don't know. I guess it would depend on what the decision was in that house. I think if you're roommates and you're eating together a lot, it's probably a lot like what we do here.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I've never lived with roommates. Yeah, I've lived with you and my kids, but never with like someone who I never knew in the house.
Yeah.
But I would assume that if I lived rented a room in someone's house, that I would clean up after myself.
Well, you should do that anyway.
You should. But a lot of times people do things and then they just leave them everywhere, right? And you're just like, well, you guys could pick up after yourself. But I think, like, going back to the kids, like, the kids are our adults are a lot more likely to, like, you just kind of leave stuff around and not really have a more of a laissez-faire kind of attitude about it because they're our kids. Whereas, like, if they were a roommate in someone's house, they rented a room.
I think renting a room and being roommates are 2 different things.
Well, as an adult, what are you supposed to do?
I just feel like when you're renting a room out of somebody's house, there is a hierarchy, right? Like, the person that owns the house, you're like basically a guest.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's different
than you're a guest?
Yeah, and I feel like that's different than if 4 people go and rent a house together.
Oh, okay, that's what you're saying. Yeah. But you're still renting a room, right?
But there's no hierarchy. Everybody's the same level. So okay. I think that is different. I think that if you rent a room from somebody in their house, you need to stay kind of mainly, I mean, unless there's some different kind of setup, but you mainly need to stay in your room. You clean up after yourself. Like, you don't leave a trail. Like there's almost like no evidence that you even live there because that's their house and they're renting out a room. When you rent a house with somebody, like a group of 4 people are renting an apartment or something like that, you're going to have things around. You're going to have the book you're reading. You're going to have because that's your house too.
Yeah. But are you going to have your socks laying around or dishes that you use just in the sink?
You might.
But I would assume that you'd pick all that stuff up and put it in your room because it's someone else's house as well. You don't really have the right to,
I think that it would be
like,
a little bit different, like
mess.
I said at the beginning, than if there's different relationships and there's different levels. And I know that you're trying to be like, okay, well, our kids leave their stuff around and people clean up, but like we leave our stuff around.
Yeah.
And we clean up after each other because this is a family.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the point I'm getting
and it's
at.
Different. And everybody
they get a lot more
feel
luxury because they're with a
comfortable.
Family. Whereas if they weren't, they wouldn't get the luxury that they get. They wouldn't get the kind of the grace that they get if they were living with
I just think
other people. Even if they were renting a house, they would definitely be told you need to not leave your shit everywhere because everybody else doesn't want to see it. Even if it's renting a room or renting a house with somebody, you don't get to just be a slob or I'm not saying our kids are slobs, but I'm saying you don't get to be a slob, and everyone's just not okay with that. I guess unless you live with a house with a bunch of slobs, right? And if everybody's doing that, I think for the most part, if you're renting rooms with people or house with people, the idea is that, cleanliness is the biggest part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that would definitely be an area of conflict if you're not with somebody that has like the same standards as you as far as cleanliness. It's a big deal. Because there's a million different levels of this is what I think is clean. And when you live with people that don't meet that, you either need to lower your standards or be okay with cleaning up after them.
But don't you think there's like a general standard, like not leaving stuff out?
I used to feel like there was like a general standard, and I thought that I was at the general standard. And then I realized there is not a general standard. And after watching like a million like hoarders and TikToks where it's like I'm coming in and helping this single mom who hasn't been able to clean up, like there are several levels of standard, and I don't get to pick which one is the general standard.
You don't get to pick.
I don't get to pick.
I would pick. I'd be like, no, you don't get to leave your stuff around. If you do use dishes, then you wash them.
Yeah,
put them away.
I used to fight that battle and I used to try, but I feel like
our kids didn't listen.
I felt like nobody listened.
I mean, our kids and me are the people in the house, right?
Yeah, nobody listened. Nobody liked my standard. I literally would ask people to like clean up, like getting ready for a party or something, and they'd clean the room, and I'd be like, well, what about this? What about that? It was not a big deal. You just need to calm down. Nobody cares about that. Yeah. And that's when you realize the standard is different.
So what is the cleaning standard
not my fault.
To you today?
What?
What is cleaning standard to you today?
I have let it go.
You've let it go. So
I've let it go.
The kids don't have to be responsible for anything. They can leave stuff laying around, and it's no big deal.
If I have a problem with it, I clean it up.
You clean it up.
If I have a problem with it, I clean it up, or maybe I'll ask them. I'll be like, hey, I'm tired of picking this up or tired of picking that up. We have like the dish day schedule that we've got going on. But
what do you think about that? The dish day.
What do you mean?
Like, how does that make you feel? Like everyone does a dish day.
It makes me feel like at least somebody's helping.
Yeah.
Because it used to just be me doing the dishes.
Yeah.
So, cool. I think that several people suck at doing the dishes, but again, if I don't like it, I could do it myself.
When you say it used to just be you doing the dishes, do you feel like that's a jab at me?
No, not at all.
Because that's what it came. That's the way it comes across. I think that
we did a poor job of transitioning from me being a stay-at-home mom to me being a full-time worker. I think we did a poor job of that, and there was a lot of carryover and bleed over where I was doing both.
Because I also think that you would complain when you were a stay-at-home mom and I was working full-time and I'd be at home and you'd be like, why aren't you helping and doing things? And I'd be like, well, I'm working. I think there's a big sentiment of that. But maybe you're right. I think you working from home makes it, I think, a little harder. I think on the kids.
And again, we can bring up the standard, right? Like my standard of what is clean is different than everyone else's. Because I don't even think any of the 4 of you noticed, but there was a distinct I'm not doing this anymore moment. I didn't throw a fit. I didn't have an argument. I was just like, I'm tired of cleaning up because obviously I'm wanting something that nobody else in the house wants, and I'm wasting my time and energy.
Yeah.
So there was a 6-week period where I didn't sweep, I didn't mop, I didn't clean up after anybody else, and I just left it there. And for the entire 6 weeks, not a single person at least noticed enough to complain.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's not true, because like I cleaned up all the time, and I feel like we have two different standards of what cleaning up is. You call my cleaning up tidying, so I'll come into the kitchen, I'll clean off the counters, I'll wipe everything down, I'll sweep it up, and you're like, well, that's not cleaning, that's just tidying up. And I'm like, yeah, but I do this like every day.
I think never mind. I don't want to get in an argument on the podcast. I just don't agree that that's the truth of what you were doing when I said you were tidying.
Okay. I mean, that's the truth. That's what I believe it is. But anyways, let's progress.
Yeah.
So, big thing. Alicia goes to school next week? The following week?
What is today? Today's the 31st. No, she starts on the 11th or the 12th.
It's her senior year. It seems like it starts early. Some kids have already started school.
Those are the year-round kids.
No. Like in Oakland, it's this new semester. I just saw it on the news. They're like, earliest school start was the high school kids in Oakland started middle of July.
I think that those are year-round kids, but I have no idea. I haven't been watching that, so.
I thought that was crazy. Middle of July.
When I went to school in Southern California, we were on year-round, and we started in July.
Yeah, there's just not year-round, though. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, I'm just.
That's crazy, though.
Saying.
Just like her starting in the beginning of August seems soon, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I thought we always started in September.
We haven't, since we've had kids, we have not started that early.
When have they started?
In August.
Since we've had kids, they've always started in August.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because when was the Sonoma County Fair?
It's in the beginning of August. It should be like right now. It might even be this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Because I always thought there was a big gap between the Sonoma County Fair. Not a big gap, but like a couple-week gap between the Sonoma County Fair and the time that we started school.
When we started, yeah.
Yeah, when we started. I mean, like, obviously when you were in LA, it's a little different.
We started in September.
We started, so you are saying we started in September.
When we were in school, not our kids.
Yeah. Like me and you. That's what you mean by we.
Yeah.
But you're saying our kids have never done that.
Yeah, it's like it's normally like it falls the middle to like a week after the middle, but
week after the middle of what? September?
August.
Do you think there's
because I actually remember...
Did they get off earlier?
No.
It's just a longer school year?
It's because I think they technically have like 20-minute shorter days.
Oh my gosh, really? They have more days? You take a 20-minute shorter day for more days, and that seem crazy?
I'm not sure. There's also like they no longer have that week in February.
But we never had that growing up. I guess we had Easter, but remember Easter, we had Easter break?
Yeah, and it was a whole week long.
But that was like in April and May, right?
It was
that's
over
what Easter is?
for us.
That's what spring break was, Easter break.
I don't know.
But it always was over Easter. And you'd either get Easter would be the Sunday, and you get the following week off, or you get the previous week off and then Easter Sunday. I always thought it more beneficial to have Easter Sunday and then get the following week off, because then you get that whole week off, you know?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I don't remember it in too much detail. I remember having like
a week. Did you guys celebrate Easter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not religiously.
But at your grandma's, Grandma Carol's?
Yeah, we did.
Or Grandma George, Grandpa George.
No, we did. We did some egg hunts at my grandma Carol's house, so my mom's mom.
Yeah.
We were in Southern California that time of the year because, like, all my birthdays and all of our Easter celebrations were in Southern California.
They were.
Yeah, but we weren't religious, so we didn't celebrate any we didn't go to church or do any of that. But yeah, we celebrated Easter.
Did you what's your other grandma's name?
Grandma Jerry?
Grandma Jerry. Do you celebrate it over there?
I don't remember celebrating it there, no. Because
I was just thinking like she had a pool, so and it'd be April, so it'd be like awesome over there, you know?
Grandma Jerry's. I think that there was more places to hide the eggs at Grandma Carol's.
That's true. She has like 2 acres, right? Mm-hmm. Did you used to like?
We did it by the river.
By the river.
Down by the creek. Go down the stairs. And
Yeah. That would be like the place to do it because it's like a big old flat area right there, and there's the creek.
All the cousins would come over.
So like, was the creek always the way it is, or was it bigger or smaller? Because I remember
I never remember
really
a lot of water
okay.
flowing through it. Like, I don't remember that, but also I was kind of scared to go down there.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because there was always like a lot of leaf covering the ground.
Okay.
And I was scared of bugs. Ain't no way you're gonna know.
Yeah, I was scared of bugs. I mean, it's kind of cool though. I remember when we went down there. It does seem a little creepy, like no one goes down there, because the way I guess there's a bunch of oaks over there, and when they drop their leaves, it covers everything. And I guess it does get a little creepy.
And there's just always like Easter. I remember a couple of times down there. And we'd always take a picture on that one tree with the limb that goes out. That we got a picture of the 4 of our kids out on once. But I don't have a lot of memories down there other than that. Like, I feel like I played up on... Because it was kind of like 3 levels, right? Like where you drive in, then where my grandma's house is, and then down by the creek. And I would play on the other 2 levels. It
would always feel though like the top one was like Death Valley. It was always so hot up there, you know?
It was definitely hotter up there.
The lower you got, the nicer it got. Like near the water, because of the shade and everything, it just seemed like a nicer place. I always wonder why more people didn't hang out down there.
Because of the bugs.
Because of the bugs. Because of all the leaves and everything. But it seems like a place you could have cleaned up and like hung lights and have like a whole party area down there.
Yeah, I wonder what the new owners are doing with it.
I don't know. Haven't spoken to them. Have you?
Like that side of my family?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
No?
No. It's kind of weird how families go like that, but I feel like it's kind of like happening the same for our kids too, right? Like there's just an age you get to for some families where like that extended portion, you just don't see them anymore.
Yeah. The cousins and stuff? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, because I used to see my cousins all the time. Like, summer was spent there.
Yeah.
And no, we don't ever see each other. Like, there's a point where...
Well, you guys kind of moved away, too, right? I mean,
well, yeah, we moved away, but we were still going there.
But weren't they going there for work?
But we still went to Southern California.
Oh, yeah, but you haven't gone to Southern... Like,
even after...
When you got into junior high, how often do you guys go to Southern California?
To junior high, not often.
So that's what I'm saying. Like by the time you got to junior high, your parents didn't like travel at all to Southern California, in a sense. Like not every year, like on a regular basis.
Yeah. Once my brother got into high school, they didn't want to keep moving him.
Oh, but when he was in junior high, he did?
We were still moving a little bit, yeah.
But you moved into the Todd place
after we moved
92.
there. We still went down there.
Like visited. I'm talking about moving.
My mom still worked for them.
Yeah, I know. But I'm talking about moving.
So there was still like we weren't living there, but we still went there.
Like what do you mean? Like drove down there?
I don't know. It's blurring together. But yeah, like just because we bought the house didn't mean we stopped doing the back and forth.
Okay, so you guys still did live there. You guys lived there 6 months out of the year, and you lived up here 6 months out of the year.
I feel like my dad stopped, but my mom didn't.
Oh, so maybe you just lived with your dad?
I don't remember now.
Because you went to like Olive Elementary, right, in Novato. Mm-hmm. But did the same time? Did you still go to like somewhere in LA?
Mm-hmm. Kimbark.
Kimbarkley?
No, just Kimbark.
And what do you remember what age you were when you stopped going there?
I think I did go. Cause I remember I went to Coyote Canyon, and I think that was my last. Might have been 5th or 6th grade.
But you definitely know that when you went to middle school, you didn't travel anymore.
No, when I went to Cook, but I went to Hill Middle School in LA or in Novato first.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So 7th grade was in Hill Middle School?
No, 6th grade.
Oh, it was like a junior high, like a 6, 7, 8?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. And you went there when you were
I can't remember, but I think we traveled my 6th grade year, and that was the last one. But the 5th grade year might have been the last one.
So, but that's where your brother went to school though too, right?
He went all the way through Hill.
But not to.
He didn't go to Cook.
But he didn't also go to high school there.
No, when we stopped moving.
Them.
Huh?
I'm surprised your brother didn't make your parents take him to the school in high school in Nevada.
Well, that's the whole reason why I didn't get to finish Hill, was because they didn't want him to have to move schools for high school. So instead of letting me finish out middle school and then transitioning us over, they transitioned us when he started high school.
Yeah, but you would think all they had to do is just bring you to middle school and bring him to high school.
What?
Bring you to middle school and bring him to high school. Like, drop him off at LCLN and drop you off at Hill.
Oh, well, they didn't do that. And at that time, my mom was...
The only driver?
Yeah. Like, my mom did the family stuff.
Yeah. What'd your dad do?
I don't know what he did. I honestly, I don't know what he was doing. Probably stuff around the house, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But, my mom still cooked and cleaned, worked full time.
For the Renaissance Fair?
And for a little bit. And I know that there was some travel time in there where she, went to Boulder because they were kind of planning on doing stuff there. But then that didn't happen, and she kind of... I think when they were transitioning to the new owner, she was just not into it as much, and then they started doing the...
Is that when your dad started the antique store?
Yeah, they started it together.
Or did your mom start it? Because your mom was clearly working, so your dad wasn't. So he would have been starting it, right? Because ever since I've known you, you had the antique store.
They did it together.
Okay, that's not answering my question.
You said that he didn't start it and then she came. They started it together after she stopped working.
Okay, so when you were in middle school, was she still working?
Yeah.
When you were in high school, was she still working?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay, so I knew you, your junior year, they had it.
We started dating the summer before.
I know, but I still knew
year.
you, and I knew that your parents had a antique store. That was as far as I can remember, your junior year they had an antique store.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when they got it.
You don't know if the year before they had it?
Don't know when they got it. Honestly, when I look back, and all of these specific details of when something started, it's all it bleeds. I don't know when things happened. I don't remember specific years that stuff happened. I'm just there's certain anchors where I could be I know that Matt and I started dating the summer between my junior and senior year. And so then I can be oh, well, then we went to Disneyland that following summer. There's certain pieces that are anchored that I know happened at certain times. But those kinds of things...
it wasn't a big deal when your parents got the store?
Parents are very secretive.
They got the store is what I'm saying.
Again, my parents are very secretive, so it's not they sit there and talk to the kids about what they're doing.
Yeah, again, that would have been something that happened in the family.
They did not sit and talk to us and be hey, we're buying, or hey, we bought.
Didn't say they did. I'm just asking.
So what I'm trying to explain to you is that eventually I would have been they would have been oh, we're going to this place. And eventually it would have become part of my reality that... So
they would just start working in a job and you wouldn't even know that they're, instead of going to LA, they're actually just driving down the street to an antique store?
No, Matt. There was period where she only went to Novato.
For the Renaissance store.
Yeah, so it all blends together. I don't know when they bought the store.
That's what's so interesting is you're so adamant that they started at the same time. It's okay, well then, but all the other details around it.
No, I'm not adamant at all. I'm just saying I'm pretty sure they started at the same time.
Oh, but he could have been starting that while she was working.
Yeah, I guess so.
But your mom was the one I always knew went to the estate sales. Did your dad do that as well?
Yeah, they did that before they got the store.
Oh, they did before they got the store?
Mm-hmm.
Is that always a hobby of theirs?
Yeah, I think they might have actually done some swap meets and stuff.
Oh, your dad loves swap meets, huh?
But I'm not actually sure if they did that or not. I can't remember.
Do you remember the one in Santa Rosa?
Mm-hmm.
Or Spassville? Is that the one they would go to?
Mm-hmm.
And they would have a booth there?
No, not I've never seen them at a booth, but I feel maybe that's what they did with the stuff that they got at the estates. I could be making this up. I don't remember.
What exactly is an estate sale for people who don't know?
Well, they actually didn't really do estate sales. They did where the people didn't pay for their storage units.
Oh, like storage wars.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Maeve.
Is she sleeping?
She's having a dream.
She's having a dream. It was all a dream.
Anyway, yeah. I don't
So
think they never like sat down and were like, this is what we're doing with the family.
Yeah.
So things just kind of like happened. I wasn't like, I don't know. And I've thought about that a million times, especially with my girls as I get older, and I'm like, really looking at like what my relationship is with my girls as they start to become adults, and I start to think about whether or not I have a relationship with them that's going to survive them being adults and having their own lives. Like, I realize like I don't have the same relationship with my girls as my mom had with me.
Yeah.
Like,
why do you think that is?
I just think it's a generational thing. I think that for my mom and dad, they were running a family and we were just part of it.
Okay.
Like, in just a piece of the family. Not like they didn't love us. That's not what I'm saying at all. And our dynamic is more like, we'll talk to our kids about what we're planning or what we're thinking about doing. Like, we didn't talk to them about the podcast. We just started doing it. But like, we've talked about like, oh, we're thinking about buying property, and like, it's always fallen through, but there's things that we've talked to them. Like when we talked about moving to Texas, we talked to the kids about it before it happened. And I talked to them about my job, and we're involved in each other's lives. Yeah. Not just coexisting. And I feel like in my family, it was a lot more coexisting. Like, I have no idea what my mom and dad were doing, and I have no idea what my brother was doing. I just knew what I was doing. And maybe I was just being selfish and self-absorbed. That's totally possible. But at the same time, like, I don't think my brother knew what I was doing. Yeah. I don't think, like, we just didn't know the inner workings of each other's lives. We were coexisting, and we were still family. We still did some things together. But I think in our family, at least my experience, is like, I'm very aware of what's going on for everybody, and everybody's very aware of what's going, like, my kids know what's happening at work. Like, they know when I'm having a bad day or when it's a busy day. Like, they know what my job is. Like, it's not like in Friends where everybody's like, we don't even know what Chandler does. Like, I feel like now as an adult, I know what my parents did, but I had no idea what my parents did. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just a totally different dynamic. I think it's...
you think it's a cultural thing?
I think it's cultural, but I also think that it's generational, because I don't feel like it's the same for your family growing up.
What do you mean?
Do you feel like you guys were coexisting, or do you feel like you were involved?
Well, my mom didn't work, so I think that made it a little more difficult.
What do you mean? Why don't you...
Like, there wasn't, like, information to find out about my mom, because she was a stay-at-home mom. You know, my stepdad was a roofer. So, I mean, he always did the same thing. So there wasn't an assumption that, like, different things were happening at work. At least from our perspective. But I don't think we were really involved in each other's lives, in a sense, you know. But I don't know how involved our kids are in their siblings' lives either.
That's what I'm saying, is I think that even though part of me feels like I failed in making them friends, because when they get together, they really don't get along, and there's more fighting than there is harmony. I do feel like they are involved in each other's lives. Like, Dylan's invited Alicia to parties before, and, you know, Jenna and Dylan worked together for a while, and Jenna has, like, reluctantly agreed to help with painting the seniors parking spot. Like, I feel like it's not as much as I had hoped. I had hoped that our kids would be best friends. Yeah. But it's a lot more than what I had. So I guess
that's what my mom always wanted too for us. She's like, all I want is for you guys to be best friends. You know.
I think that I probably played a major role in preventing that by wanting it so much. I think sometimes when you want something so bad, you kill it.
I wonder how you could foster that. Like, if you to do it again, how could you foster them? Maybe like abandoning them in a forest and be like, we'll be back in 2 days, and have to work together? I don't know,
because if you look at like how you grew up versus how our kids grew up, right?
Yeah.
Those are contrasting.
Very contrasting.
So like, I'm very involved, and
but you got the same result.
And our kids didn't feel like they were in survival mode. Yeah. Right? But you guys did. That's the abandoning in the forest, right? You would think that they would band together.
You'd work together.
But you guys didn't.
No, we threw each other under the bus.
And even with not having any of that, our kids didn't go, oh, everything's great, let's be friends.
So do you think it's genetics?
Whew. I don't know, because I didn't get along with my brother either.
It's always like nature versus nurture, right? Which one's stronger? And I think you present a really good example of, you have two contrasting ways to raise children, extreme contrasting ways, yet the same outcome. I mean, I don't think it's exactly the same, but it's pretty much the same outcome. Whereas like we're not like best friends with each other.
Yeah.
We're not calling each other up. I mean, we talk to each other every now and then, but it's not like what you would have wanted. Where it's like you can have a friend for life.
Yeah, I think though, and then like look at my relationship with my siblings, right? Like,
yeah, you don't have a relationship with them at all.
I don't have a relationship with them either.
Yeah.
And that's why I was kind of talking at the beginning of this episode is I think that you just kind of get to a point where that all falls away. I think that sometimes it doesn't, but I think that there are a lot of cases out there where you sit back and you go, I used to see my cousins every summer or every weekend, or we did everything together. And then there's a point where you no longer do that. It's kind of like that saying, you know, there was a time where you picked up your kid for the last time. You never picked him up again. You didn't know that was the last time.
Yeah,
there was a time.
Pick up my kid all the time.
You can. I can't. There was a last time I picked up my kids.
Yeah, I mean,
or the last time that you went and played with Barbies, or the last time that you went riding bikes with your friends. There was a last time, and it didn't feel special, and there was no ceremony around it, but it happened. And I think that is where we have been for the last 3 years with our kids for their cousins.
What's interesting is that's like I see on social media, they go, because we grew up in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We were 80s babies, but then we grew up in the 90s and early 2000s, and it was the best time to grow up. Like, arguably, it was the best time to grow up. We had technology, but not overwhelming, but we still had dial-up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We had cool movies, but it wasn't all just one type of movies. There's still creative movies that were being made. The music was a huge genre of music, from gangster rap to punk to hardcore metal to, you know what I mean, to Britney Spears to Backstreet Boys. Like, there was a huge range of what music was, and there was definitely distinct genres of music. Like, country music was distinctly country music, and now country music can be confused with pop music and rap music, because they rap in country now, and it's very poppy. It's kind of like blending a lot of that together. But as someone who grew up then, you always were like, man, you don't realize, you know, like you said, how good you have it until it's, you know, not there. Then you look back and nostalgic, and you're like, oh man, that was so cool. Yeah,
there's always that last time you didn't realize it. It's just a thing that happens. I just think that that's where we're at for our kids. And it's interesting. Yeah. Like, do you just let nature take its course and let it be, or do you force it? And that's kind of like the same thing with like wanting your kids to be best friends. Yeah, you can't force people to want to be around them. You can't make anybody friends. Yeah. You like who you like. You enjoy the things you enjoy, the interests, the overlaps, and no, I don't. I always find it interesting when you have cousins. Like, we had cousins, you know, growing up that we talked to all the time. Some of them I would take to school, and then like something happens and you don't see these people for a little bit, and then you see them, and just the attitudes of everybody has changed. And this, it's like this. I think it's happened to us, to my brothers and me a lot, where like we'll meet some of our cousins from our stepdad's side, and it'd just be like, who the fuck are you guys, you know? And then we'll just be like, what are you talking about? Like, we grew up with you guys, you know? Yeah. We used to watch you pee the bed. Like, what are you talking about? You're not that cool, bro. Yeah. You know, like, and I think that at least with my side of the family, there is this like sense when we meet up that like we're all family. But I think that isn't the case for everybody. I think some people reach a point where they think like, well, no, this is my family now. Yeah. I think it's tough for us. I don't know. I think that's just kind of like natural. Yeah. I think that even if you start out at the same spot, when you diverge, when you go your different ways, all of those experiences that you have that are not the same can be so vastly different that you become different people, but you're still the same person. But you've seen that in my family where like we didn't talk to each other for like a whole year, and then we see each other and we're acting like nothing ever happened. Yeah.
That is very, I don't know if that's distinctly our family or like there's a type of people who do that, but definitely that's what we do.
Yeah, I feel like the same can be said for like, we'll go decades without seeing my cousins. And if we see each other.
But then we see our cousins and it's just like, who are you guys? And we're just like, what do you mean, who are we? We are who we are.
You literally just said that you'll go a year without seeing your cousins and you'll get together. So I don't know where I'm misunderstanding.
Okay, so follow me along here, okay?
You don't have to yell.
So I'm not yelling. I'm Batman. So my brother, my family, right? We will go a whole year without seeing each other.
Who do you mean by that?
My family. Brian, Michael, Ashley.
Your brothers, your siblings.
My family, yeah. My immediate family. This is obviously my family, you,
no,
my
but
kids.
I was, before,
So
you didn't
cousins
say
are
my family, you said my cousins.
Then I said my family.
Anyway.
Okay? So my family will go a long time without seeing each other. And then we'll see each other and we will act like nothing's ever changed. Do you understand? You following me? But then when a lot of our other cousins come in, ones that we grew up with, they'll act like we're not even part of the family.
Oh, I feel like you're so wrong right now. Because when we get together with John's side of the family, like the last couple of times you have been the happiest I've ever seen you. And after we leave those things, we talk about how you're so much like them and that they accept you so much better.
I'm not talking about those people. I didn't technically grow up with those people. Like Sonny's kids, Pat's kids,
I haven't seen
Ben's
them
kids, like those kids.
I haven't seen them in probably 15 years?
Yeah, I mean, I see them every now and then, and that's what I'm getting at.
Oh, when do you see them?
Like at Oliver's or...
Oh, and when you're there, they act like they don't know you?
They're just like, I'm like, hey, what's going on? They're like, oh, hi. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what is your fucking deal?
Maybe they don't recognize you.
No, they recognize me.
Maybe they don't like you.
They don't. That's probably what it is, you know? But Michael has had the same experience and Brian's had the same experience.
I think that maybe sometimes you represent something that they don't want to remember.
Oh, yeah? What is that?
I don't know. I have no idea. But I think that sometimes...
You just throw that out there?
Yeah,
I don't even know?
I think that sometimes people associate people with a time that they didn't have, I don't know. I don't want to assume anything because I don't know them that well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what you're saying.
I was just throwing out a reason why maybe they didn't enjoy seeing you. Maybe you bring up memories they don't want to remember.
Yeah, I guess it's just crazy
to
grow up with people and then for them to act like they're too cool for school.
I don't know. Maybe you're taking it too personally.
But I mean, we can't all be taking it. If we're all taking it the same, we can't all be taking it too personal, right?
I don't know. It kind of reminds me of how Ashley doesn't come around anymore.
Yeah, but if you see Ashley, she's not like, oh, Kim, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, but I'm not going to take it personal that she doesn't want to be involved in the kids' lives or have us involved in her kids' lives.
Yeah, but she's not going to make you feel like shit when you do see her. She's
so
gonna
they make you feel like shit in the middle of Oliver's?
No, they just brush me off like nothing matters. You have a hard time following this part?
No, I'm not having a hard time following it. I'm having a hard time understanding what that kind of interaction could leave such a big taste in your mouth.
It's because we grew up together.
What did they do?
I can't think
what
of anything
did you expect them to do, I guess?
Oh, hey, give me a hug, and hey, we're family. That's what I expect. Like, oh, I haven't seen you in a bunch of years. Like when we go see the cousins at John's. Like, it's hugs and love all around. Like, that's what I'm expecting. That's my expectation. And especially for people that we literally grew up with and saw all the time. Like, Venus and my cousins on that side, like, we would see them, a couple times a year. And that's how we would interact. And that's how we still interact when we see them. But these people who we saw every day, almost, all the time, now all of a sudden it's like, I can't even talk to you. I'm too cool to talk to you.
I don't know.
So that's weird to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. I think it's weird. Like Brianna's like that, where she's like super nice. You haven't seen her in forever, and then it's like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And then Amber's not.
But she's not rude.
She's not the nicest person.
I just disagree.
You think she's the nicest person?
I don't think anybody's the nicest.
I know,
person.
but I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you think she's as nice as other people?
I think she's fine. I don't think that I've ever had an interaction with her where I'm like, oh, she was rude. Or like I expected something different.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, maybe it is.
It's me a lot.
Maybe it is.
So what do you think about going to the rugby thing tomorrow?
I'm not excited, not because of the rugby aspect, but because of the smoke and the
the
fact that it's going to be
degrees.
hot.
Isn't it weird? They have a sevens tournament and it's like all of a sudden just started firing. It's just fire. We have a fire, by the way, on the Sonoma County on Highway 1 by the beach, and the smoke just drifts over. And last night was pretty bad, huh?
Yeah. I really don't like the smell of smoke, and it like irritates my eyes really bad, but Matt was too hot. So he wanted the windows open and the fans on, like, because we don't have air conditioning. So our way to cool down the house is to open a window and put like a box fan in front of it blowing in. And it works pretty well as far as cooling down. But also I can literally smell on my body the smoke just from having the windows open last night. But
our bed setup is kind of interesting too for those kind of situations, because I'm the one that gets extremely hot, yet you are the one that has the fan blowing on you. I remember I had my hand on. I would put my hand on the fan to get some cool air because it was so hot. But that is interesting how we have that set up. Mm-hmm. Why do you think that is? We have it set up like that because we always have it set up like that. Well, I'm closer to the door.
People just have. I mean, there is a reason for that in like masculine. I don't even know what to call it, but when you talk about like. Men wanting to be protective, they typically, like when I've seen in TikToks, be like, well, you walk on this side, you walk on the street side when you're walking, and you open the door and you go in the room first and you blah 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 blah. And one of the things is you sleep closer to the door, but I don't think that's why we do it. I think that because even if we were to move the bed,
I would still be on that same side.
On that side. It's just the side of the bed.
Yeah,
because even when we go to hotels. Even when we go to the hotels.
You're like, this is my side of the bed. I'm like, I know. This is my side of the bed. Do you think it's how I snore or how because, I'll roll over one way and you'll be like, no, roll over the other way because you snore.
Yeah, you do.
Do you think that has something to do with...
First of all, it's gotten worse, but you snore less when you're laying on your right side.
On my right side, yeah. And that's the side that I'm laying away from you, too.
Yeah.
And does it sound like it's not as loud because I'm snoring away from you?
No, you snore less.
Oh, I physically snore less.
You physically snore less on that side. You snore the most on your back, and then you snore the second most if you're on your left side, and then less. Like you snore less on your right side. It used to be you don't snore on your right side. So
now I don't snore when you put a pillow on my head, huh?
No, I'm trying to desensitize myself to it. I don't know if you've noticed, I haven't asked you to roll over in like 6 months.
Well, like 3 weeks ago you asked me to roll over.
Like I said, I'm trying to desensitize myself. There have been a couple of nights where it's like, dude, you're so loud. Like you woke me up. Like I was asleep.
Yeah.
And you woke me up.
I think a lot of times you ask me to roll over and I'm not awake.
Bert and Leanne sleep in separate rooms.
Yeah. You think it's a good idea?
No, I think it's a horrible idea for a marriage unless, like, I don't know. I think that they have a different setup. I don't think it would be good for us.
Yeah.
Because for what we would spend no time together. Because you go to work and I go to work, and then you go to rugby and on your walks, and I do my thing.
And you do watercoloring and drawing,
then you go to bed.
And then you go to bed.
And so if we're going to bed in different rooms, like literally, that's the
we
only
try to
time
go to
we're
bed
together.
at the same time.
We do try to go to bed at the same time.
Because I'll be like, "Hey, honey, you ready to go to bed?" And you'll be like, "Well, it's 8:30, so let's wait up a little bit longer, okay?" And I'll be like, "Okay." And then we usually go to bed.
I like what if I were to go to bed when I want to go, I don't go to bed till like midnight.
Not last night. Last night I was staying up and you went to bed. You weren't feeling well though, right?
I didn't feel good.
Yeah. But I was like, I'm the winner tonight. I'm staying up.
Yeah, if I had my way is what I'm saying, is I would go to bed probably at midnight.
Yeah.
Because the house gets quiet and nobody needs me.
But you also like wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You know? It makes it a little more difficult to go to sleep that late.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you have to do it. I'm just saying if I had my way, that's what time I would go to bed.
You're like a night hawk.
A night owl?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I feel like, though, I've noticed, it doesn't matter if I go to bed at 8:30 or 11 or 12, or even when, after Alicia's surgery, when I was going to bed at like 4:30 in the morning, like I still wake up at 7. That's what time I wake up.
Okay. What time you start work?
6. I meant naturally. Like without an alarm.
That's the time you wake up?
Yeah. Like if I don't set an alarm, I wake up at 7.
What happened here?
Where?
The computer?
Oh.
Oh, it's a screensaver. That's the natural time you wake up at 7?
Yeah.
It is interesting because I feel like I'm tired whether or not I go to sleep at 9 or like 12.
I've thought about you and your sleep habits a lot.
Like, why am I not more rested?
Because you're tired all the time, no matter what. You're tired as soon as you wake up. You're tired. Like, I've tried to, like, is he a night owl? Is he an early bird?
That's the word I was looking for. I couldn't find early bird.
Like, I was like, I'm trying to figure it out. And
I'm the middle of the day guy.
No, you're more like just like... like a constantly tired pigeon. Like, it doesn't matter. You can sleep at any time and you can wake up at any time.
Yeah.
You're still going to be the same level of tired.
Well, that is interesting you say that because, like, there's been times where I have to go to work at, like, 4 o'clock in the morning and I have to wake up at 3 to go to work. And I don't have a problem waking up and going to work. There's been times where I have to go to work at 9 o'clock and I don't have a problem waking up at 9 o'clock to go to work.
Yeah.
But I feel exactly the same. And that's a really weird thing to me.
It's super weird.
How can I feel exactly the same?
Because I was also thinking about how come you are able to fall asleep anywhere,
at any
time.
Yeah.
And I realize it probably has a lot to do with how you were brought up.
Okay.
Because you had to self-soothe. Like, your mom wouldn't let you have TV on. Your mom wasn't going to help you fall asleep. Like, that's just not how it was. Okay. So you were forced to just close your eyes and go to sleep.
Yeah. I've heard that so many times.
You have conditioned yourself to be able to literally just close your eyes and go to sleep.
So when I close my eyes, my body's like, fall asleep.
Yeah, so you can fall asleep anywhere, anytime, any conditions. It doesn't matter if you just woke up. You can make yourself fall back asleep because you've conditioned yourself to I'm just going to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And for the rest of the world, it's not that easy. Like, we follow a rhythm where it's like, well, I just woke up. I'm not going to go back to sleep.
Yeah, what was that the other day when we saw, I think it was when we saw Dune. No, not Dune. The Odyssey.
Okay.
I slept for like 4 or 5 hours. Remember?
During the movie? Yeah, no.
No,
before.
we took naps.
To prepare. But then you were still tired.
And I was still tired. And then when
it didn't matter. You could have stayed up the whole time.
I literally watched the movie, and then we got home and I just fell asleep.
Yeah,
it wasn't like I was like, oh, now I'm rested. I got my time. I can go. No, it's like, oh.
And like because I was like, oh, I want to prepare too. And so I laid down on the couch and I was like, I'm going to take a nap. And I laid down and I was like, how do you do this? How do you take a nap? I don't know how.
Just close your eyes. You'll fall asleep.
Yeah. And then I was like, no. And then he was laughing at something on the TV and I was like, I can't. I'm too distracted. So I went in the bedroom and I just rested.
Yeah. That's what my dad used to say. John, he used to be like, you don't have to actually fall asleep. If you just rest and close your eyes, even if you don't fall asleep, you get your sleep. And I remember being like, I don't think that's how it works.
Yeah, stuff like that made it so you can literally fall asleep on cue. Like, I bet that if next week I was just like, okay, just lay down and close your eyes, you could fall asleep on the podcast. If you wanted to, if you decided to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I could fall asleep right now if I wanted to.
Yeah. It's crazy.
What's crazy about it? That's what I don't understand.
I don't think that's normal.
Oh, maybe it's not.
Okay,
well, we'll see next time.
We'll see y'all next week. I hope you have a good weekend.
Me too.
Bye.
Love you.